Names Iowa's Caitlin Clark Athlete of the Year. Clark follows Lionel Messi, Aaron Judge, and Simone Biles. No unbiased person sees this as a controversial choice. Clark is the main reason women's basketball exploded in popularity. She again won National Player of the Year at Iowa while setting the NCAA career and tournament records for points and leading the Hawkeyes back to the Final Four. A week later, the Fever drafted Clark number 1. She led the league in threes, set single and season records for assists, got the Fever back to the playoffs for the first time in 8 years, and won Rookie of the Year. Basketball Reference says Clark has the most viewed WNBA player page and the most viewed college player page. 50 out of 50 states at Iowa and 50 for 50 Fever. She's the face of women's basketball. Clark's impact on attendance and television ratings is, relatively speaking, unlike anything we've seen. In college, virtually all games sold out. In the pros, games moved to bigger arenas. So why would anyone have a problem with Clark?
Caitlin Clark is more than just a basketball player. She's a game changer. From hitting long-range shots to breaking attendance records, her impact goes far beyond the court. Recently, she gained even more attention with a memorable moment at a Taylor Swift concert, making waves in the WNBA and beyond. Whether people love her or not, one thing is clear: she's getting the sports world to sit up and take notice. Clark is leading the charge for a new era in women's sports, becoming one of its most exciting stars.
Megyn Kelly, she was saying that you were apologizing for your white privilege and the fact that you wanted to uplift black female athletes and make sure that they were getting the shine, kind of like your pioneers were getting the shine that they deserved. And I just want to know how you feel or how you respond to some of those criticisms when you have to deal with something that it's really not your problem. Like, I feel like it's them looking in a mirror a little bit, but it still comes down on your shoulders.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career. But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about. And like I said, like, it's only been around 25 plus years. So I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And that's something I'm very aware of. And like I said, like, I try to just be real and authentic and, you know, share my...
What really sets Caitlin Clark apart isn't just her incredible stats or jaw-dropping highlights. It's how she's shifting the conversation around sports. While Taylor Swift brought a whole new audience to the NFL with her star power, Clark is doing something even bigger. She's transforming the way people view the WNBA. So, stick around as we dive into what this means for Clark, the WNBA, and the critics who wish she would calm down. If you're into bold moves and a bit of drama, you're in the right place. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more exciting takes on the game's biggest moments. Let's dive in. City to social media sensation, Caitlin Clark had a moment that turned heads. Fresh off a record-breaking rookie season, she was spotted at a Kansas City Chiefs game with none other than Taylor Swift. The internet went wild. This wasn't just any fan sitting courtside. It was Caitlin Clark, sharing space with one of the biggest cultural icons of today. The timing couldn't have been better, with Swift's high-profile romance with Travis Kelce making headlines. Clark's presence there wasn't just about being at a game. It was a powerful statement that women's basketball deserves more media attention. Critics didn't hold back, but fans celebrated, and even those who weren't impressed had their say. Soon, social media was buzzing with opinions. Some called it a publicity stunt, while others saw it as a true moment of friendship. No matter the take, one thing was clear: Clark's star was rising fast. She wasn't just a basketball player anymore. She was a cultural force, standing shoulder to shoulder with some of the biggest names in entertainment. It was a moment that changed everything.
In the Indiana games has really taken upon her shoulders to be more aggressive, offensive. That opportunity. Clark for three.
Recently being the first WNBA player in 2020.
I love her. I love the way Caitlin across.
Bentley tips it away and off and running. Can't thread the needle. Working it around here for the Fever. Good ball movement on this possession. Low run from the end of the first quarter. Clark again. Bentley with a huge...
For years, the WNBA struggled to break into the mainstream. Then came Caitlin Clark, a dynamic player with a magnetic energy that's drawing in fans who may have never paid attention to women's basketball. Her record-breaking rookie season was just the start. Now, she's not only a star on the court, but she's also using her platform to bridge the worlds of sports and entertainment. That moment with Taylor Swift wasn't just another public appearance, it was a game-changing crossover. On par with Swift's influence on the NFL, suddenly, Swifties who'd never heard of Caitlyn were searching her name, and WNBA ticket sales started climbing. Just think about this. After Swift's relationship with Kels went public, his jersey sales jumped by 400%. Now imagine the ripple effect if Swift shined her spotlight on the WNBA, maybe even sitting courtside in a custom Caitlyn Clark jersey. The possibilities are huge, and you can bet the critics are paying close attention. But dealing with them is just part of the game.
But when, just ask you directly, when people use your name for racism, misogyny, whatever, what is your response to that?
Yeah, I think it's disappointing. I think, everybody in our world, deserves the same amount of respect. The women on our league deserve the same amount of respect. So people should not be using my name to push those agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable. But yeah, I mean, this league is a league I grew up admiring and wanting to be a part of. Like, some of the women in this league were my biggest idols and role models growing up and helped me want to achieve this moment right here that I get to play in every single night. So just treating every single woman in this league with the same amount of respect, I think is just a basic human thing that everybody should do. Like, just be a kind person and treat them, how you would want to be treated. And I think it's...
Now, let's talk about the critics who are quick to voice their opinions. Caitlyn Clark has faced accusations of receiving special treatment and claims that her success isn't deserved. But honestly, those narratives don't hold up. Her rookie season stats speak for themselves: 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. Clark was a driving force behind her team's offense and came through with clutch performances that silenced many doubters. Even as the noise from outside the court grew louder, we also can't ignore her impact on the Indiana Fever. In just one season, she helped turn the team from average to playoff contenders. Yet, the old guard still struggles to accept her rise. Whether it's jealousy, resentment, or fear of change, the pushback is clear. But as Clark continues to break records and draw more attention to the league than ever before, the critics are running out of excuses. The numbers don't lie.
The West Des Moines native, like you said, continues to break records on the court. We've seen it all year, but she's also breaking records off the court. And she's doing some things no other women's athlete has done before.
Some may deem her as Iowa royalty, as Caitlyn Clark is paving the way for women athletes in Iowa, and her success continues to show all across the state. Clark's first major retailer NIL deal came from the locally founded Hy-Vee.
You know what? I mean, her popularity, it is the Caitlyn Clark effect. Anything that we're going to put in the store to be able to celebrate her, to be able to bring more awareness to her and her brand is a win-win for both sides.
After selling 48,000 boxes in weeks of Caitlyn Clark branded cereal and also Clark player cards, the store has announced a partnership with Wilson. Just before Thanksgiving, Caitlyn Clark signed Wilson basketballs will be sold in Hy-Vee.
The numbers tell a powerful story, and Caitlyn Clark's rookie season is a prime example. It wasn't just impressive, it was groundbreaking. Her games drew millions of viewers, even rivaling the NBA, and ticket sales for the Fever shot up by 250%. Her jersey quickly became the bestseller in the league, and the economic impact didn't stop there. Clark's influence has led to major sponsorship deals with brands like Nike, State Farm, and Gatorade, cementing her status as one of the most marketable athletes in the world. But Clark isn't just building her own brand, she's raising the profile of the entire WNBA. Her rise is pushing the league to rethink its marketing strategies. Gone are the days of playing it safe. With Clark at the helm, the WNBA is embracing exciting, high-energy stories that connect with a new generation of fans. This is just the beginning of a legacy in the making.
Secure defensive boards. LSU, an outstanding offensive rebounding team. Clark connects!
Confident in her mid-range.
And I think Iowa is okay giving up the mid-range.
Here's Clark driving in for two. It's third most amongst active players. National championship game.
She has more size and length.
Clark, you bet! Huge three there for the freshman Williams. A Folter running the other way, lays it in. Gonna turn the corner, lays it in, plus the foul. An 8-point L.
Caitlyn Clark's journey isn't just about basketball. It's a new way of defining what it means to be an athlete today. Like legends Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, her fierce determination and bold attitude set her apart. Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing it. Her former coaches often compare her intensity to some of the greatest players in history. Clark's commitment to excellence has earned her respect from both teammates and rivals, even as critics try to tear her down.
Ever seen a player who turns basketball into an art and is so precise and extraordinary that every play feels like a story in itself? Her magical no-look assist, Clark's every move leaves the audience stunned. Credible playmaking magic, which has made...
We can't overlook Caitlin Clark's influence beyond the basketball court. Whether she's competing in pro-am golf tournaments or creating buzz on social media, Clark is proving that athletes can excel in many different areas. She's not just a player, she's a pioneer, a trendsetter, and a powerful presence in the sports world. Link 025.
She's done. Honestly, this woman, she just alienated a huge portion of her fan base. You should see, I tweeted about this, and my Twitter feed is littered with people saying, I'm done with her. I'm over.
For years, the WNBA has searched for a star who can connect with both casual viewers and dedicated basketball fans. Caitlin Clark is that star. Her skill, charisma, and marketability have brought fresh attention to the league, paving the way for future athletes and fans. However, the road ahead won't be without challenges. As Clark rises to prominence, there will surely be resistance from those who cling to the past. Still, based on her remarkable rookie season, it's clear that Clark isn't just ready for the challenges ahead, she's thriving in them. This is the beginning of a new chapter for the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge in this exciting movement, what some are calling the Taylor Swift effect.
What happens when the biggest WNBA rookie meets the world's most famous pop star at America's most popular sport? This moment is going to blow your mind. Taylor Swift and Caitlin Clark sat together at an NFL game, and what happened next had the internet buzzing. Ever wondered what Caitlin Clark and Taylor Swift have in common? This NFL moment just answered that question. From Swift's secretive whispers to Caitlin's unforgettable smile, here's the real story behind their viral moment. The footage might be grainy, but the internet's reaction was crystal clear. This is the crossover we've all been waiting for. Picture this. Two of the most iconic figures in America.
In today's world of cultural crossover, Caitlin Clark's connection with Taylor Swift is more than just a headline. It signals a major shift in how athletes connect with audiences beyond their sport. Swift has mastered the art of crossing industry lines, dominating music, fashion, and even football. By aligning herself with Swift, Clark isn't just riding a wave of popularity. She's laying the groundwork for something even bigger. This collaboration brings together two cultural giants, one reshaping women's basketball, the other ruling the global music scene. Clark's partnership with Swift is already making waves. Social media has exploded as Swift's fans begin to talk about the WNBA, a league they may have overlooked before. Swift's fan base is incredibly powerful, turning anything she touches into a cultural phenomenon. For Caitlin, this isn't just about gaining visibility, it's a chance to bring women's basketball into mainstream conversations. Just imagine Taylor sitting courtside at a Fever game. That moment could easily steal the spotlight from some major NBA highlights.
Let's go to that question which raises some sensitivities of rivalries between players. In the case of Angel Reese, who's just had to shut it down because of a wrist injury, Caitlin Clark, who's continuing to play. Rivalry that goes back to their college days, presumably, where I guess some trash talking entered in. But now it seems on some social media channels to have taken a darker turn, a more menacing turn, where race has been introduced into the conversation, where sexuality is sometimes introduced into the conversation. How do you try and stay ahead of that? Try and tamp it down or act as a league when